Hey everyone, this is Stephanie and Sarah. We're doing our books we've read. We're a little late. We had some computer issues. And also, life kind of the next thing you know, 3 weeks goes by. So this month's episode is about graphic novels. And we decided to pick any age range. So I picked kids' graphic novels, and Sarah will tell you about hers when it's time to talk. I picked Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea by Ben Clanton. Now, Ben has written other books, but Narwhal and Jelly seem to be, he became a superstar after that. And the one way you know that you're a superstar in the world of children's books is if they make stuffed animals about your characters. And these are little finger puppets that I bought at the New Jersey Library Association conference a few years ago. I pretended to buy them for my son, but I really bought them for myself, although I did give them to him. But eventually, he's 16 now. He doesn't care about them anymore, so I can take them back officially and they can be mine.
Yes, you won't find them at the library. They are, Stephanie. So don't come
So,
asking where they are.
so there's now 5 books in the Narwhal series. This is the first one, Narwhal, Unicorn of the Unicorn of the Sea. And that's when you meet Narwhal and he meets his little friend Jelly and they have their little adventures. And theme within all of the Narwhal books is that they love waffles, both of them. And they talk about eating waffles all the time, and that's their favorite thing. The second book is Narwhal and Super Narwhal and Jelly Jolt. And this is when they become superheroes and they realize their superpowers. I'm not 100% sure what Jelly's are, probably that he can sting people. Narwhal's is that he can help people figure out what their superpowers are, which is really cute. And then there's Narwhal, Peanut Butter, and Jelly. And this is when Narwhal realizes that he likes something else besides waffles, which is peanut butter. And he actually turns yellow because he eats so many peanut butter so much. And then he gets tiny, like the size of a peanut. So that's really all adorable. And there's multiple stories in each book. They're each like a little, there's about 3 or 4 stories in each book. And they're all sort of on a bit of a theme. So all the stories in Super Narwhal are about them being superheroes. And all the stories in here are about peanut butter and, being a little gluttonous and maybe how that's not a good idea, although they don't expressly say that. And then here is the 4th book, Narwhal's Otter Friend. And this is when Narwhal meets another friend. Jelly gets a little jealous. And then they work that out, which is cute. And then this is the most recent book, Happy Narwhalidays, which was really cute. And it's obviously all about the holidays. And there's so many puns in this book. So if you love puns or your child loves puns, this book is really adorable. And the thing that I like about each book is there's a fun facts, or sometimes they call it cool facts, within each book, where there's actual real facts about different sea animals and things in the ocean. So in the first book, it's, fun facts about jellyfish and about narwhals. And then in the otter book, there's some fun facts about otters and stuff like that. So there's little facts and everything. And there's other little friends besides Jelly and Narwhal. There's a crab and a shark and a turtle. And they're all, and an octopus who is sort of like a Bob Marley character, which is really amusing. And it's just absolutely the cutest series of books. And Ben hit the jackpot when he created this Jelly and Narwhal. And it is a graphic novel because it's written, like it's a graphic novel. If you've never seen one before, it basically kind of looks like a comic book. And within each graphic novel, Jelly and Narwhal write their own little story. So there's like a little story within all the other stories that Jelly and Narwhal do, and it focuses around them being superheroes, Jelly Jolt and Super Narwhal. So it's very adorable. I would recommend it if you're looking for something new for your kid, especially my son loved it. He was older, and of course, I just forced them upon him. He was about 10 when the first one came out, and I just loved it so much. I brought them home and I made him sit there while I read them to him, and he actually really thought they were cute and funny, and he enjoyed them. And I think they're great also for kids that maybe have a little trouble reading or are reluctant readers because the characters kind of pull you in, and they're adorable, and the stories are short, and there's some fun facts to learn, but it's not overwhelming like a book can be. And the pictures I think really help.
I really like them. I have a 6 and 8-year-old, and they both think that they're absolutely hysterical and will ask me to bring them home to read them over and over again. And I think they're really cute. My husband, for bedtime story, he'll be there too, and he thought they're adorable. So even though they're geared towards kids, they're fun for everybody. So that's one of the reasons I really like that series as well.
Yeah. Yes.
So.
And we have 2 copies of all of them at the Lincoln Park Library. So feel free to come and borrow them. I'll be bringing them back today. So they'll all be there on the shelf.
Well, the graphic novel I did, we actually don't have at our library. I borrowed it from within the consortium, but I've already returned it because I read it a little while ago. So I just printed it out. It's called The Dark Matter of Mona Starr. Unlike Narwhal and Jelly, it is not happy-go-lucky. It is actually about Mona as the main character, and she's dealing with depression, and she calls her depression her matter. So throughout the book, she goes through what it's like having depression and anxiety, and how her friends and art and music actually help her deal with her depression. Not that it cures her by any means, but it gives her an outlet to express herself, and see that even though things seem really dark and dismal and like she's in this hole, that there are ways that she'll have glimpses of happiness and glimpses of excitement and actually looking forward to things. I really liked it because if you've never dealt with depression, it's a way to maybe help you see what depression is like for people. And I also really like it because she gave, if you are dealing with depression, she gives you a lot of ideas and step-by-step like journal of sort of how you can create your own ways to help you deal with your depression. So it is a YA. I definitely would not say that it's good for anybody under the age of 14 because it is very dark because it is dealing with depression, and it might be a little too much for anybody under the age of 14. Even in the 14 to 17 range, depending upon who you are as a reader, still may not quite be right for you. But I would definitely say, starting at 14 would be fine to read. And again, like I've always said, even though it's YA, it doesn't mean you can't read it as an adult, because I certainly no longer fit into that YA category either. I read them all the time. So I originally had wanted to do this for May, for Mental Health Awareness Month, but my computer broke. So Stephanie's broke a few months ago. Now my computer broke. We both seem to be up and running again. So we're doing it now. But again, it's available within the consortium. There are a few copies. It's also available on Cloud Library. So if you don't want to wait for it to come in, you can download it on Cloud Library. If you don't know how to use Cloud Library, feel free to email us or give us a call, or I'm there pretty much Monday through Friday, and some Saturdays. So you can always come in and I can help you figure out how to download the ebook as well. So I think that's about it for novels. Unless you have something else to add, Stephanie.
I don't. I haven't read that book. I'm going to check it out though, for sure. I think I'm going to borrow it just to see what it's like, because maybe I'll get it for our library. I find that the YA books don't circulate as much in our library, so I'm pretty choosy about the ones we buy because they just sort of sit on the shelves, unlike the J and the younger books, which circulate a lot more. So, but I'm gonna put it on my list of books to request from Maine. I'll add it to the 10 books that are already sitting next to my bed waiting to be read.
I
Yes, but thanks.
Well, another thing I like about it too is like a lot of people think of graphic novel like the Narwhal and Jelly. Like it's a really easy read, like, but there's really so much that can be in a graphic novel, especially one like this, like dealing with depression. And in a graphic novel, you wouldn't normally think of those two together, but the imagery is amazing and it definitely helps tell the story. So even though it's like little snippets because it's graphic novel, I found it really powerful and helpful.
Mm. And I think it's probably a great novel too for kids who maybe aren't the best readers or more reluctant readers. And so the pictures kind of help with the whole story and then helping them figure out maybe their own feelings at that time, because
Exactly.
the teenage years are really tough, and that's maybe the first time you're feeling some of those feelings and you don't know what it all means. So to have a book like that can be really helpful to realize that, you're not alone. Other people have had these feelings, you can work through them. These are some ideas of how to do it. Right. That's fantastic. So we both had different books, but mine were happy. Jelly and my narwhal. Love these guys.
We always seem to do that. You always seem to pick cheerful things. And I'm like, hey, here's another depressing thingy for you.
No,
Hopefully this is actually really helpful though.
I think the only depressing book I picked was a book when the theme was a book that everyone else liked that you didn't like. But yeah, I don't know. What can I say? I like happy books.
I do too, and somehow it was
Happened.
really sad books, I guess. Just never really thought about it. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and hopefully we'll have one up soon for you rather than having to wait another 2 months.
Exactly. We're gonna check back in a week or so. We'll have something else.
Hopefully, yes. Bye.
Bye.